Children, this is Rajesh Rao, Math Faculty, Pragati Vidya Niketan. Okay, today we will discuss the chapter real numbers. Already Ramarao sir discussed the first exercise and second exercise. Now, today we will discuss third exercise and fourth exercise. Third exercise and fourth exercise. In the third exercise, that is rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Rational numbers and their decimal expansion. That means rational numbers we have to change into decimal form. Decimal numbers we have to change into rational numbers form. Okay, rational numbers to decimal numbers to rational numbers. So rational numbers means all of you know the numbers which are in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and p comma q belongs to integers. Okay, those are called rational numbers. Rational numbers are denoted by the letter q, and irrational numbers are denoted by the letter q dash. Okay, rational numbers are denoted by the letter capital Q. Okay, so decimal numbers, so different types of decimal numbers are there. Decimal numbers are different types, means those are terminating decimals and non-terminating repeating decimals, non-terminating non-repeating decimals. Okay, so decimal numbers are decimals, those are terminating and non-terminating repeating. That means non-terminating recurring. Already we have discussed in 9th class. So another one is non-terminating non-repeating. So non-terminating non-repeating. So from these terminating and non-terminating repeating decimals are called rationals, and only non-terminating non-repeating decimals are called irrationals. This one, rational numbers and decimal expansion, that means terminating decimals and non-terminating repeating decimals, we can discuss in third exercise, and non-terminating non-repeating decimals is fourth exercise. That means irrational numbers. So we have to discuss. This is in fourth exercise. This is in third exercise. Now let us go to the third exercise. When you take the third exercise questions, so terminating decimals. So there are three statements are there in your textbook. Those are theorem 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5. So I will explain orally here. Just revise from the textbook theorem 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Just you can revise the statement. Try to understand the statement from the textbook. So what is the statement they give? Theorem 1.3. Let x be a rational number. Let x be a rational number. Already I said the rational numbers which are in the form of p by q denoted by the letter q, and which decimals terminates. That means rational numbers which decimal form terminates, then x can be represented in the form of p by q, where p comma q are belongs to co-primes, and q can be written in the form of q, that means denominator can be written in the form of, that means prime factorization form. Prime factorization of q can be written in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Already they gave in your textbook. Just revise from the textbook, read from the textbook. 2 power n into 5 power m. This denominator can be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m, where n comma n belongs to non-negative integers. Non-negative integers means those are positive integers along with 0. So when denominator can be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m, then only those rational numbers we can express it in the decimal form terminating decimals. Those are called terminating decimals. Once again I am repeating. So the denominator can be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Then those rational numbers are called, those rational numbers can be expressed as terminating decimals. So just 1.4 is just reverse this one. When this one exists here. 1.3, when x is a rational number which decimal terminates, then this rational number can be expressed like this. when 1.4 is saying, theorem 1.4 is saying, when the rational number is in the form of p by q, the same statements we can write here. P by q, where p comma q belongs to co-primes, q can be expressed in the prime factorization form of 2 power n into 5 power n comma n belongs to non-negative integers, then that rational number decimals terminates. That means that is a terminating decimal. So if it is a terminating decimal, we can express in the form of p by q. That is saying theorem 1.3. If it is a rational number which is in the form of p by q and q is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power n, then we can express in the form of terminating decimals. Terminating decimals. This is the theorem 1.3 and theorem 1.4. And what about 1.5? 1.5 is saying theorem 1.5. What it is saying? The theorem 1.5, they are saying the x is a rational number which can be written in the form of p by q, which can be written in the form of p by q, where p comma q are co-primes. All are look like same statements, but there is a small difference. How the difference is? Just you can understand the difference, then you can get easy. P comma q are co-primes. Q is a prime factorization, which is not in the form of, q is not in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Sometimes the denominator we cannot express in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Sometimes we cannot express the denominator in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. So in that case, that means not in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Then those rational numbers are called non-terminating repeating decimals. Non-terminating repeating decimals. So this is theorem 1.5. 1.5 is saying the numbers which are in the form of p by q, which cannot be written the denominator in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m, those decimals are called non-terminating repeating decimals. Non-terminating repeating decimals. Those three statements, based on these three statements, we can complete the third exercise. So in the third exercise, see, I am going to third exercise. When you take third exercise, first question, first main, see the question, better to write the theorem 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 in your textbook, and after that then you can keep heading exercise 1.3, better to write the notes also, okay, better to write the notes also. So first question, write the following rational numbers in their decimal form and also state whether terminating and which are non-terminating repeating decimals. We have to express the given rational numbers, we have to write in the decimal form. We have to write in the decimal form. That means when we want to write in the decimal form, definitely they will give in the form of p by q. Understand? So when we want to write the decimal form, they will give the question in p by q form. Okay. When we want to write in the p by q form, definitely they will give the decimal form. Decimal to p by q form, p by q to decimal form. That is the third exercise total. Okay. So write the following rational numbers in the decimal form and also state whether they are terminating and which are non-terminating repeating decimals. Whether terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. So denominator can be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power n. Then we can say that terminating, otherwise non-terminating repeating decimals. So here they did not ask about any particular without division or division. So you can do the division also for this first main question only. Okay, they are not asking about the division. So don't do the division, better to do our method. So I will here 5 questions are there, 1 or 2 questions I will explain, remaining those are very easy, you can do as homework. So first question, exercise 1.3, first main, first question, 3 by 8. So how to change into decimal form? To change the decimal form, first write the denominator as prime factorization. Prime factorization means 8 can be written as 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 1s are. So only prime factors we have to take. So this is 3 by 2 cube. Then denominator is in the form of 2 power n and 5 power m also. Where is 5 power m? If there is no value means we can write 5 power 0, no problem. 5 power 0 is nothing but 1. 5 power 0 is nothing but 1. So which is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. M comma n belongs to non-negative integer. That means positive integers along with 0 is said. Okay. So that condition is also satisfied here. 3 by 2 cube. 3 by 2 cube. Okay. 3 by 2 cube. So change into decimal form. How to change into decimal form? I am writing here. Decimal means what? Deci means 10. The denominator we have to express it as 10 power something. 10 power something means already 2 cube is here. When you multiply the denominator with 5 cube, then powers are equal, we can multiply the bases as the loss of exponents conditions. So when you are multiplying 5 cube in the denominator, immediately you have to multiply the same value in the numerator also to unchanging the previous value. That means 3 into 5 cube by 2 cube into 5 cube. 3 into 5 cube means 125 by, this is 10 cube. So 3 5s are 15, 3 2s are 6 plus 1 7, 3 1s are 3 by 10 cube means 1000. 10 cube means 1000. So now write 375 as this. How many zeros are there in denominator? 3 zeros. Before 3 digits you can keep the decimal point. So before it was 3 by 8. Already I changed it into decimal form. Okay. So what type of decimal this is? Either terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal. So what is terminating decimal? Terminating decimal means decimal part ends with some finite digits. Here decimal part is ending with some finite digits. 3 digits are there. That's why it is terminating decimal. So therefore 3 by 8 is a terminating decimal. Terminating decimal. Like this, 1 mark, 2 marks questions or 1 mark question they will ask for your public examinations. Okay, one more question I will explain here. So that is 2 by 11. 2 by 11. I will explain here only. 2 by 11 is fourth question. 2 by 11. 2 by 11. What is the prime factorization of 11? Here I did a prime factorization of 8, 2q, we got here 11. 11 is a prime number. We cannot express 11 in any prime factors. Okay, 11 means 11 into 1 only. So denominator, that denominator means 11, which is not in the form of. So 11 is not in the form of 2 power n into 5 power n. Then we can say that the 2 by 11 is non-terminating repeating decimals. Non-terminating repeating decimals. Okay, hope you understand the first main. So remaining questions you can do. Okay, so just take the prime factorization of denominator. You can express in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. So one more second main is also there. There they are asking without performing the division. In the first main they did not ask about without performing the division. Then you can do the division also. But particularly they are asking without performing the division. That means we have not to do the division. Whether the following rationals will have terminating decimal form or non-terminating decimal form or repeating decimal form So no need to change this one into decimal form. They are asking whether they are terminating or non-terminating repeating decimals. So till here we can complete. Whether they are in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m, then we can say that. Whether it is in the form of 2 power n to 5 power m, then we can say the terminating decimals. Okay. In the second exercise where we have to do, no need to do up to decimal form. No need to do up to decimal form. So now see the second main questions. Exercise 1.3 only, second main questions. So that is first question. What they are asking? 13 by 3125. So P by Q form. Whether they are, we have to change into decimal form. Decimal form means we can return or we cannot return the denominator in the form of 2 power n into 5 power n. So immediately 3125 prime factorization. What is the prime factorization of 3125? Last units place is 5. 5 means definitely it will go with 5 table. 5 6s are 30, 5 2s are 5 5s are 5 1s are 5 2s are 5 5s are 5 25s are 5 5s are 5 1s are. How many 5s are there? 1 2 3 4 5. So 13 by 5 power 5. 13 by 5 power 5. So the denominator can be expressed in the form of 2 power n. There is no 2 power n. Then you can write 2 power 0, no problem. There is no change in that value. 2 power 0 means 1. Okay. Which are in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. 2 power n into 5 power m. So 13 3125 can be expressed in the form of 2 power 0 into 5 power 5. Therefore, 13 by 3125 is a terminating decimal. Just enough. No need to change into decimal form. They are not asking to change into decimal form. Just we have to say whether they are terminating decimals or non-terminating repeating decimals. Okay. If they ask in the question change into decimal form means then you have to continue like 13 by 5 power 5 is there. Then you can take 2 power 5 here at the same time 2 power 5 because of the 2 5s are 10 to make the exponents are equal. 2 power 5 I am taking. So after that 2 power 5 means 32. 32 into 13 that is the 10 power 5 here. 13 into 32, do the simplification, then you will get the decimal form. But in this second main, no need to do this part. But when they are asking, then only you can do this part. No need to do here this part. Okay. That is second main, first question. Hope you understand. Okay, we'll go to another question also. That is, I will explain that fifth one. Fifth question, second main, fifth question, that is 29 by 343. 29 by 343, when you apply the prime factorization, then it can be written as 7 cube. 7 cube, which is not in the form of, denominator is not in the form of, that means 343 cannot be expressed, we have to write the statement, cannot be expressed in the form of 2 power n into 5 power n. Therefore, 29 by 343 is a non-terminating repeating decimal. Non-terminating repeating decimal. Non-terminating repeating decimal. Okay. Hope you understand this one. Okay. Now, like this, we can do the remaining question also. Sixth one. One more sixth question is there. That I will explain that only sixth question. After that, we will go for a third main. So, what is that sixth main? That is a different one. 23 by second main, sixth bit. 23 by 2 cube into 5 square. 2 cube into 5 square. So, this is a 2 power m and so 2 power n, 5 power m. Already they gave in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. So, this is a terminating decimal, we can write directly. Okay. So, and seventh question, that is a different model. 129 by, they are asking 2 square into 5, 2 square into 5 power 7 into 7 power 5, 7 power 5, which is not in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. Only these two are there, but in the denominator 7 power 5 is there. 7 power 5, extra exponential form is there. Not only 2 power and 5 power is not there, extra 7 power 5 is also there. Then this is not a terminating decimal. This is non-terminating repeating decimal. You can write it directly, which is not in the form of 2 power m into 5 power m. Then the total question, that means 129 by 2 square into 5 power 7 into 7 power 5 is non-terminating repeating decimal. You can write directly. That is second main. When you go to the third one, write the following rationals in the form of decimals using 1.4. Third main, first one. What it is saying? 13 by 25. 1.4 theorem. 1.4 theorem means 13 by p by q form. Then we have to change into decimal form. Then we can say that whether it is a terminating or non-terminating repeating. So 13 by 25. Immediately do the prime factorization of denominator. What is the prime factorization of denominator? 25. 25 can be written as 5 square. What I said here? 13 by, it can be written as 5 square into 2 power 0. No need to, no problem. If you write 2 power 0, there is no change in that value. 2 power 0 means 1. So, which is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. 2 power m into 5 power m. We have to change into decimal form. So, 13 by 5 square into, here only we can write 13 by 5 square into 5 square is there. What I said here, decimals denominator we have to write as a 10 power, exponent of 10, exponential form of 10. So that means 5 square is there. If you write 2 square here, then we can write 10 square. When you are writing 2 square in the denominator, immediately you can write the same 2 square in the numerator also. So that means 13 into 4 by, this is a 10 square, 52 by 100. Then this is 0.52. What they are asking the question, read the question carefully. Write the following rationals in the decimal form. Rational decimal form. They are not asking whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Just rational number into decimal form. Okay, this is the first one. Similarly, like that, remaining different questions are there. Those you can do by your own. And coming to fourth main, express the following decimals in the form of p by q. Now in the fourth main they gave the decimal numbers. We have to change in the form of p by q. First one is 43.123. So 43.123 can be written as p by q form. Already it is a terminating decimal. Then you can write numerator as it is without decimal point. By 1 after that, how many decimal digits are there? 3 digits. Then you can write 3 zeros. If there is any simplification, then do the simplification. Otherwise, that is the simplest form of the p by q. Decimal numbers to p by q form. When they give p by q form, then we have to change into decimal number form. One more question, second question they gave. What is that second question? That is 0.1201201. That is and so on. So see here, when you observe this decimal number, see here 1201201. Okay. Next similarly continuation. There is no repeating digits. Continuation repeating digits are not there. Okay, different digits are repeating. So when this is non-terminating, non-repeating. There is no repeating digits means non-repeating. Okay, that means non-terminating, non-repeating. Non-terminating, non-repeating means we can say that this is non-terminating, non-repeating. Non-terminating, non-repeating means we can say that this is irrational number. Okay, these are the questions are there in that fourth main. More 2 questions are there. I will explain third question. Then you can do the fourth question as a homework. So fourth main, third question I am explaining. 43.12. So we have to express in the decimal form. Just 43 plus 0.12 bar. This can be written as 43 plus 0.12 bar. 43 plus 0.12 bar. Total digits are repeating here. This is pure recurring decimal. Pure repeating decimal or pure recurring decimal. For this one, write numerator without a decimal point. without decimal point, that means decimal digit. 0, 1, 2 means 12 by how many digits are repeating? 2 digits are repeating. Then in the denominator you can write 2 nines. How many digits are repeating in the decimal part? Those nines you can write in the denominator. Then do the simplification. 3 4 0, it will go 3 3 0. That means 43 plus 4 by 33. That is 43 4 by 33. If you mix the fraction, change into improper fraction, it will become 1423 by 33. So decimal form, P by Q form. Decimal form to P by Q form. Okay. So like that, one more question is there. That is your homework for you. This is third exercise. Hope you understand the third exercise. We'll go to fourth exercise, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers means, already I said, the numbers which are not in the form of P by Q, those are irrational numbers. And we can say the another definition for irrational numbers, which are non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimals are also called irrational numbers. So before going to this exercise, sum of two irrational numbers need not be rational. Sum of two irrational numbers need not be irrational. If you take root 2 plus minus root 2, this is one irrational and another irrational. Sum of these two irrationals, then root 2 minus root 2 is 0. 0 is a rational. Sometimes it may be a rational. That's why sum of two irrational need not be a irrational. So the product of two irrational numbers need not be irrational. Product of two irrational numbers. Some I am taking root 2 irrational and 3 root 2 another irrational. Their product. So 3 into root 2 into root 2, root 2 whole square is 2, 3 2s are 6. It is a rational number. Product of two irrational need not be a rational. Sometimes it may be a rational. Need not be an irrational. Sometimes it may be a rational. Product of addition of sum of two irrational numbers. Sometimes it may be a rational also. These two are the examples. And before going to the fourth exercise, one of the theorem 1.6 is there. Just you can understand the theorem. What is the theorem? It is saying let P be a prime number. P be a prime number. P be a prime number, and if P divides A square, P divides A square, A square divided by P, or P divides A square, both are same. Here in the theorem it is saying P divides A square, at the same time P divides A also. P divides A square, at the same time P divides A also. A is a positive integer. A is a positive integer. P is a prime number. P is a prime number. That means here I am taking 8 square by 2. 2 is a prime number. Example I am taking. 8 square means 64. 64 by 2. Definitely it will divide it. 64 by 2 means 32 will come. This is the constant, 32. Okay. Remember these points. We can apply these points in the how to prove irrational numbers. Okay. Then we can say that 8 divided by 2. That means 2 divides A also. 8 also. 2 divides 8 square, at the same time 2 divides 8 also. 2 divides 8 square, 2 divides 8 also. One more example I am taking. 10 square by 7. It is not divisible. If it is not divisible, then means 7 is not divides 10, then 10 square, 7 is not divides 10 also. If it is not divided, then it will also not divided. So now 10 square by 5. Yes, 100 by 5 it will divided by 5. The quotient is 20. Then we can say that 5 divides 10 also. 5 divides 10 also. That means finally we can conclude that P is a prime number. P divides A square and P divides A also when A is a positive integer. When A is a positive integer. So, and rational number definition also I explained here. One of the 4 marks question definitely will come from 1.4 exercise for your public exam. Be careful. See the question how they will give. How to prove 1.4 exercise 1.4. Exercise 1.4. Prove that the following are irrational. We have to prove irrational. So to prove irrationals in this exercise, we have to take contradiction method. What is contradiction method? First we will take, we have to prove irrational. Contradiction means what? Opposite. Opposite means what? We have to take irrational opposite is rational. we are taking the given number is a rational. We'll do the simplification. Then finally we'll get a wrong answer. Then we can say that our assumption is wrong. What is our assumption? Some number is rational or is our assumption. That is wrong means the given number is irrational. So contradiction method. Suppose root 10 is there. We have to prove root 10 is irrational. In that solution, root 10 is a rational we have to take. We'll do the simplification. Finally, we'll get a wrong answer here. We can conclude that wrong statement will get. When it is a wrong statement, our assumption is also wrong statement. If it is a wrong statement, root 10 is a rational is a wrong statement, then we can conclude that root 10 is irrational. That is contradiction method. So, one or two questions I will explain. Remaining questions you can do by your own. Example question. This is I am explaining here. So, be careful here. Root 2 is irrational. We have to prove. How to prove root 2 is irrational number? Let us take, that means assume root 2 is a rational. Contradiction method means it is irrational. By taking rational, by doing the simplification, our assumption is wrong. Then we can say that root 2 is rational is not means irrational. We can say that directly. So if it is a rational, root 2 can be written in the form of p by q, where p comma q belongs to co-primes. This is very, very important. We should write co-primes. Co-primes means there is no common factor other than 1. There is no common factor other than 1. So now change here denominator. Q is dividing here. When it will go this side means left side definitely will multiply. Root 2 q equal to p. Squaring on both sides. Don't write SQBS in your textbook notebook. Write a full form of SQOBS, that is squaring on both sides. So that is root 2q whole square equal to p square. That means 2q square equal to p square. Q square equal to p square by 2. P square by 2. From this one, we can say that theorem 1.6 is saying 2 divides p square, 2 divides p also. 2 divides p square, then 2 divides p also. 2 divides p, 2 divides p. Then we can say that 2 divides p. 2 divides p. P square by 2 means p by 2 also will come. If it divides by 2, then definitely there is a constant will come. That constant I am taking c. Constant, that means quotient. If it is exactly divisible by 2, definitely there is a quotient will come. That quotient I am taking as c. Then you can take p equal to 2c. Then again squaring on both sides. P square equal to 4c square. P square equal to 4c square. So actually our intention is 2 divides p, then 2 divides p also. 2 divides p also means 2 is the factor of p. If it is divided by 2, that means definitely it is a factor of p. Okay. At the same time, 2 is the factor of q also will get here. But in our assumption, p comma q are co-primes. But co-primes means there is no common factor other than 1. But we are getting another common factor, that is 2. So our assumption is wrong. Then root 2 is an irrational. Completed. So p square equal to 4 square. Already p square equal to, this is the equation 1 you can make here. P square value is 2q square. Then you can write 2q square equal to 4c square. Q square equal to 4c square by 2. 2 2s are. So q square equal to 2c square. That means q square by 2 equal to c square. Before p square by 2, q square by 2. From this what we wrote here, 2 divides p square, then 2 divides p also. Here we can write 2 divides q square, then 2 divides q also. 2 divides q also. So This is the equation 2 you can write, this is the equation 3 you can write. Here 2 divides P also, 2 divides Q also. That means from 2 and 3, 2 is the common factor for PQ. But in our assumption PQ are co-primes. But PQ are co-primes. This leads to our assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 2 is an irrational number. Root 2 is an irrational number. This is a very, very important model for your public exams also. Be careful, try to concentrate on this question. Once again I am explaining. Root 2 is an irrational. Let us take root 2 is an rational number. Root 2 equal to P by Q. Cross mod P comma Q are co-primes. This statement is very, very important. Root 2 Q equal to P, squaring on both sides. Then root 2 Q whole square equal to P square. 2Q square equal to P square. Then Q square equal to P square by 2. 2 divides P square. Then 2 divides P also. This is theorem 1.6. Then 2 divides P means P by 2 equal to some constant will come. P equal to 2C. Squaring on both sides. P square equal to 4C square. Already P square means from this 1. Equation 1. We can write 2Q square. 2Q square means here I am writing from equation 1. So 2Q square equal to 4C square. Q square equal to 4C square by 2. 2 2 0 it will go. It will cancel. Q square equal to 2C square. Q square equal to Q square by 2 equal to C square. So P square by 2, Q square by 2. Then 2 divides Q square. Then 2 divides Q also. So from 2 and 3 equations, 2 is the common factor for both P and Q. But P, Q are co-primes. This leads to our assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 2 is an irrational number. This is one of the important model. And last and final one more model I will explain from this exercise. One question I will explain. The remaining questions you can do by your own. Okay. Last question that is root 3 plus root 5 model from your textbook only. Exercise 1.4. First main, second question. Root 3 plus root 5. We have to prove this is an irrational number. So contradiction method only completed. So assume that root 3 plus root 5 is rational. When it is a rational means root 3 plus root 5 equal to P by Q. P comma Q belongs to co-primes. So take one of the irrational number other side. Root 3 equal to P by Q minus root 5. Then immediately squaring on both sides. Root 3 whole square equal to P by Q minus root 5 whole square. 3 equal to A minus B whole square. A square plus B square, that means root 5 whole square, minus 2 P by Q into root 5, 2AB. Then 3 equal to P square by Q square, that means plus 5 minus 2P by Q root 5. Then root 5 you can take one side, that means root 5 is having positive sign and negative sign. Then you can take this side, 3 you can take other side. Because of that, one of the root 5 is irrational number. Then irrational numbers you are taking one side, rational numbers you are taking other side. Then 2P by Q root 5 equal to P square by Q square plus 5 minus 3. Then 2P root 5 by Q equal to P square by Q square plus 2. Then take the LCM here. Q square, that means P square plus 2Q square. Then here this 2P by Q you can take other side. It will become P square plus 2Q square by Q square into Q by 2P. Q cancel. Then this is a P square plus 2Q square by 2PQ. This is root 5 equal to. This is irrational number, this is rational number. Then you can write irrational is not equal to rational. Irrational is not equal to rational. So this leads to our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. So root 3 plus root 5 is an irrational number. Those three statements you can write after this. Okay, this is 1.4 exercise. So you can do different models are there. Better to write all the exercise questions in your notebook. Better to keep one notebook also. Okay, hope you understand this 1.3 and 1.4 questions. 1.4, don't leave any question from 1.4. So if you have any doubt regarding this 1.3 and 1.4, this is my contact number 9059091119. Better to ask doubts through voice call. Don't post your doubts in your WhatsApp messages. Okay, better to ask voice call. Through voice call I will give the clarify to you. Okay, thank you.